Mark, then, as a way to transition, then, I mean, what's next for BlueGrace in terms of your, digital transformation journey, and how does relationship building fit into the overall strategy, and how can technology partners like Trucker Tools help in that effort?
Yeah, I think what's next is kind of what's current. I think for us, we're building this stuff internally that differentiates us from everyone else. And I think that's what we're focused on. What gives us the biggest value when we say, hey, we need this because it makes us different. And what doesn't make us different? Is there something out there that's suitable that we could integrate with and utilize, something that A, is already further in development, B, Prasad and I talked about this years before we ever started doing business. We've been talking for probably 10 years. And we've only been doing business for a few. And I think the biggest thing that I brought to the table for him was solve the adoption problem for me, and I'll listen to you. Because we've built some really cool stuff in the past that we just assumed everybody would like and use, but the last thing these carriers want is another platform to integrate with. And I think it's kind of like, once I was comfortable with that answer of, you've got enough people using this and you've got enough functionality built into this that I don't need to recreate the wheel. I mean, there's no offense to anyone that's doing this, but document retrieval is not going to differentiate me from anybody else. Tracking for the lack of better is not going to differentiate me. It's expected, and there are plenty of companies that do it well, but it's kind of like, who's using it? And I think that was important for us, and that's what really kind of made us comfortable with going with Trucker Tools per se, is when we basically said, hey, here's the list of companies that we use most frequently. They were able to give us a really good answer on, yeah, we've got X percentage of these guys already set up, and if not, we will help you kind of onboard them. And so, so for us, from giving from 0% to even just 25%, and then going from 25 to 40 and above, was a lot easier to do than I've done in the past. And I think that for us is kind of, build what differentiates you, from the marketplace, that's not out there, that's not cool, that's not, something that you can actually show a customer and they're super excited about. And then focus, on finding the other right partners that actually can, integrate with you, and you can get the value out of that integration.
Yeah, and I see that a lot. I mean, it's kind of creating this ecosystem, right? So there is that, that internal innovation that's important, and it's part of that, what's differentiator. But then, who are the right partners to complement and add value to what you're doing internally? And then, in this industry, it's about, scale and adoption, right? So who are those partners that already have that scale and adoption, as you noted, that can, number one, provide that critical mass of data or information or insights that we need to send to our carriers or to our, shipper clients, as well as kind of perhaps create some of these network effects that are, possible out there that can add even, greater value and differentiation, to the business.